Sweep the Floor. I want to know how that came about, because that is the best idea that I've ever heard. A shop is the most romantic place, and the guys that run the shop, I mean, they're technicians, they're artists, and they have their own weird system, and it's intimidating to walk into someone's shop. I love that idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can jump around. I think all of the stories that I will share with you all are from a failed musician's point of view. So for anyone out there who's stumbled upon this podcast and does not consider themselves a musician, but wishes they were musician adjacent, I can be your hero, because basically I've crafted the last 16 years of my life around hanging out with musicians and guitar makers and talking the talk, but not being the one to play with any of those people.
Yeah.
So Sweep the Floor is the most recent, and I think probably our last podcast launch, which started a month or two ago, where I've been interviewing guitar makers for, like I said, like 15 years, and I love it. I love hanging out in their shops back when you could, and I loved hearing about their craft. But then, as one does, you start to go down all these other rabbit holes about cars, or, it could be anything, kitchen knives, Red Wing boots, whatever you're into. You start to nerd out, and Instagram's definitely kind of probably fed that as well. So I was like, well, geez, I know how to interview these people. It'd be fun to be a beginner again and interview all these people who don't build guitars, who do use their hands. And so that was the kernel of the idea for the podcast. And maybe you guys can relate. You launch something and then you're like, what the hell did I just do? And how long do I have to do it for?
Yeah, there's a bit of that going on. We're still...
all sales final when you launch a podcast. You can't go back and act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.